YouTube. This video I'm just gonna show just a little glimpses, little shots or whatever I can pick up today of me uncoupling and coupling trailers. William Peak, I hope I pronounced that right.
Shout out, thanks for watching my channel.
You guys can see me couple and uncouple a couple of trailers, I guess.
Did you hear all those couples? It's like couple this, couple that, couple. It's like a tongue twister. Couple. It sounded like a turkey. Gobble. First things first, we'll take a look at the fifth wheel.
Oh, that right there is your fifth wheel.
Ooh, look at that. Isn't it pretty?
And most of our guys, they always have the trailers are at a good height, so they're hitting, well, this one is even, I'm under it a little bit, so it's lifting up a little bit, and it'll lift up on top of there and then slide in.
And there you have it. My fifth wheel. Well, Cyclone's fifth wheel. But it holds our tail on.
Okay, coupling and uncoupling. I'm just gonna go over a few things. I'm not a trainer. I don't claim to be a trainer. But I'm just gonna go over a few things that I do when I couple up to a trailer. Some of the things that I look at is in my initial pre-trip in the morning before I start my day is I'll look at my fifth wheel and I'll make sure everything looks good. When I back up to the trailer, I'll stop before I back under. And check the height of my trailer to the tractor. Okay, so what I do is I back up to the trailer, and this trailer's hitting right about where you want it to hit, so that when those front teeth there go up underneath, it's gonna put a little bit of a lift on the trailer, and the trailer's gonna go up and get a nice couple. And it will actually, because it's at a good height, it's gonna lift this landing gear up just a little bit off the ground. But I'm gonna go back into it now. So you wanna make sure you have a good couple every time. You can never not have a good couple. So that's, I'll make sure that my heights are good, and then I'll back into the pin. I'll wait to hear the click, and then I'll do a tug. Don't ever trust that tug test. Just because you tugged on that does not mean that you're coupled. Just because you heard that click does not mean it's coupled. That's when you need to get out and you have to visually look at that fifth wheel and make sure that you have a good couple. We are coupled, and to make sure, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up under here and we're gonna make sure that that pin right over there, that slid all the way in. There's no gap in there or anything. Then, so what that did, pin is in. Come under just to make sure. You see that right there? Hold on, let me see if I can. Right there. That's what you want to be looking at. Make sure that that's all the way across and in. And then if you look over here, we should have a little bit of a gap on the landing gear. That way you don't have all that pressure. This is actually a loaded trailer, so I don't have that pressure on the landing gear anymore because it's got that little bit of a lift. Things you're gonna look for is you're gonna look underneath, and you're gonna make sure you have no air between the fifth wheel and the plate, the kingpin plate. You're gonna make sure you have nothing there. I think that's what it's called. I don't get into, I know what I need to look for, and like I said, I'm not a trainer. All right. And then you're gonna make sure that your pin is in. You want it to be completely in. You don't want, that sticking out a couple inches, because that means you don't have a full couple. You want to make sure that that pin is all the way in there. Then you want to get underneath your trailer and you want to get up there and you want to look. You want to visually, even though it's there, you know it's good now because it's all the way in. You want to still get up underneath there and visually look. Because now you've covered every base to make sure that that kingpin is locked right in there, nice and tight. Because like I said, the last thing you want to do, you know, is lose your trailer.
I think of my trailer like it's like my tail. You don't want your tail to just pop off, right? I don't want my tail to pop off. So think about it as your tail, and you always want to keep your tail.
That's the last thing you want to lose is your trailer off the back. So
think about it as your tail back there, and you always want to keep it back there.
you really want to make sure that that trailer is coupled right up.
Couple?
Start right there. That's your biggest, most important thing is right there. You know, I put that number one and then I'd go around and I do everything else. Because like I said a couple of times, you do not want to lose that trailer. And then I'll continue with my pre-trip. But that's some things that I do when I couple. I always do it the same way every single time. I always get out and first thing I do is check that height, followed by my next thing is check that pin, make sure you got no daylight, no air up between there. Then I get under and I make sure it's coupled. So those are just things that I do to make sure I'm gonna get a good couple. All right, glad we could cover that. And now we'll go over a couple of things that I do when I uncouple from the trailer. Okay, so I've got to where I need to go and I need to drop my trailer and I've backed in and now I need to uncouple from it. And we're only covering just the fifth wheel in this video. That's all I'm covering is just the fifth wheel. So what I will do is I've parked, I get out, I go back, pull the pin. All right, and this is just the fifth wheel. I'm not talking about dropping trailer, unhooking lines and all that, just the fifth wheel. So I'm gonna wanna pull the pin. And then once I got the air lines done and the landing gears down, that's when I'll go back into the tractor. And I have a air valve that I can lower this tractor down. It takes some of the air out of the airbags, drops down the back of the tractor, and I can come out from underneath the trailer. Not every tractor is equipped with that. When I drove for Schneider, their tractors that I was in was not equipped with it. You had to put the landing gear down to the ground, wait till you heard air be released, and then you could pull out from underneath it. I believe the truck had a mechanism in it that it did it naturally. I don't know. I can't remember. It was quite a few years ago. But like I said, not every truck comes equipped with an air valve to drop your airbags so that you can pull out. So keep that in mind.